somewhere on the sea. It got a little longer, so it seems. I burned out, so to speak. Now come a little closer. I feel a little light in the light track. I felt a bit of bad, but I came back. There's still a little light in the light crack. There's still a bit of good, so good. And I know just what to say. And I know just what to do. And I'm so sick of pain. But it's all too quick with you. Losing this game, I can't afford to be losing this game. And I know it's the same as bad. Losing my mind, can't find the words, no, I can't seem to find. But I'm really trying again. Reason right, let's take our time and choose whether we win or yellow, whether we dip or shallow. Please, we know, 'cause we're about to lose, whether we buy or hello.
Morning, everybody. Let's stand together and sing this song. 2, 3, 4. There's a world at war, caught in suffering, silent casualties. Oh, God, grant us peace. In these sleepless nights, I can hardly breathe. Despite brutality, I know that we'll be free. I know that we'll be free. Let the light in, keep it shining. Let it break into the darkness. Oh, the love dares us to see we'll all be free. These desperate times, love will hold us near. Love will join our hands, teach us to have no fear. As we lay our head down and watch their feet, as we see each other, we'll all be free. We'll all be free. Let the light in, keep it shining. Let it break into the darkness. Oh, the love dares us to see we'll all be free. So let the light in, keep it shining. Let it break into the darkness. Oh, the love dares us to see we'll all be free. We'll be free, free. We'll all be free. We'll be free, free. We'll all be free. Let's sing that out. We'll be free, free. We'll all be free. We'll be free, free. We'll all be free. We'll be free, oh free. We'll all be free. We are free, free. We'll all be free. So let the light in, keep it shining. Let it break into the darkness. Oh, the love dares us to see we'll all be free. Let the light in, keep it shining. Let it break into the darkness. Oh, the love dares us to see we'll all be free. We'll all be free. We'll all be free.
Okay, demask and mic up. These are the things they teach you in seminary. I don't know if you know that. This is a whole course on this. Hey, good morning, friends. My name is Pastor Colby, and I'm one of the co-pastors here along with Kate, who's coming up in a minute here. And there's a lot of you on the live stream. Hello, live stream. We see you in the United Kingdom. We see you up in the Inland Empire. We see you in Minneapolis. And you just saw Kate's head as she walked by. It's wonderful. So glad to have you with us along with the crew here in person, which is a bit smaller than last week because, A, we said we'd start on time now, and San Diego is still adjusting to what it means to starting on time. And 2, there's just, as Delta increases, we're all like, wait, are we supposed to do this thing? So we know some people have chose to stay at home, and that's part of why it's been so important for us to keep the live stream going. Which, by the way, live streamers, we see you. They don't see us. Oh, sorry.
We're on it just
Nico, go to the next slide on your. Okay, never mind.
They can hear us but not see us? Is that what's happening for the live
Go to the
streamers?
picture-in-picture.
Sorry, live streamers.
Hit the play button next to it.
Hi, Robin. Hi,
the
Mercy.
little
Hi,
play button on the
Lisa.
icon.
Hi, Holly
Yeah,
in
right there.
Nottingham.
Okay,
Oh,
great.
there we
There
are.
you go.
All right, so
There
all
we
you live
go.
streamers, you just heard my voice, but you didn't actually see me, which
Hi.
is fine. Nobody needs to see me. It's overrated. But point is what I was going to say to you live streamers is we see you as you comment. We have a screen over here just off of your screen. You don't see it. There's a screen that kind of shows all your comments, so we're able to stay connected somewhat with those who are in person, with those who are virtual, trying to merge the two worlds as best as we can.
The live streamers are seeing us from so much further away than they used to when we were in the studio. So
That's better. There you go. That feels good. That feels right.
I miss you, but I'm still here, and you're still in England. Hi.
And then you here in the Garment Hall here with us in person are encouraged and welcome to join if you'd like the stream on Facebook or YouTube, and you too can interact with comments and be a part of that as well. We have a whole segment later on that we call Collective Conversation that's designed just for that purpose. And then one last thing by way of introduction is in the back there we have several tables that if just sort of arting is your thing, or you just sort of therapeutically need to do that, or even in the back we have a make your own emoji board, which is a way to sort of track how we've been feeling over these first few weeks in August as we returned and try to transition back into this in-person life.
Yep. For kiddos, the 3 to 5 classroom is open right from the beginning, so you can check preschoolers in. Everybody else stays in here until later after story time, and then Francesca will take you to class.
All right. Turn it back over to our wonderful musicians to continue in song. Thank you for being here.
As in the heat and in the fire, you say all that our heart desires. In the darkness and the flood, and always with us and always love. Always with us and always love. Oh, love with us in joy and pain. Love with us in the mundane. Oh, love with us until the end. Always only our true heart's friend. Always only our true heart's friend. In confusion and questioning, in confusion and questioning, when to futile thoughts we cling, when we're muddled up in shame, you insist that it's not our name. You insist that it's not our name. Sing love with us. Oh, love with us in joy and pain. Love with us in the mundane. Oh, love with us until the end. Always only our true heart's friend. Always only our true heart's friend. In our aimless wandering, on the days we can't bear to sing, when we circle round and around, you remind us the lost are found. You remind us the lost are found. Oh, love with us in joy and pain. Love with us in the mundane. Oh, love with us until the end. Always only our true heart's friend. So love for each and every one. Oh, let all love's children come. Love for enemies and friends. Love with us until the end. Love with us until the end.
Hi, guys. I'm not used to being up here, so this is going to be a little weird. It's okay. So we're going to do part of kids' time up here today. I don't know. There's not many children up here. Does anyone want to come up here and read a story with me? No? Cool. It's fine. I will enjoy the story. Okay, this is called The Wall in the Middle of the Book by John Age Agi, I'm not positive. There's a wall in the middle of the book. And it's a good thing. The wall protects this side of the book. From the other side of the book. This side of the book is safe. The other side is not. But the most dangerous thing on the other side of the book is the ogre. If the ogre ever caught me, he'd eat me up. Nom, nom, nom. That's why I'm glad there's a wall in the middle of the book and that I'm on this side of it. Wait a second. What's going on? This is not supposed to happen on this side of the wall. Wow. Thank you so much. Saved me. Oh no, I'm on the other side of the wall. And you're the ogre who's going to eat me up. Poor ogre. Ha ha ha, I'm actually a nice ogre. And this side of the book is fantastic. Come on, I'll show you around. This little fish is gonna get eaten. Is he gonna follow? Hey, ogre, wait for me. The fishy did get eaten. All kinds of cool stuff on that side of the wall. My favorite is the tiger. And as the dog knows, that is the end of the story. All right, children, we're going to go upstairs and discuss the lovely things that have happened in this book.
Right. This is the portion of our service that we started, one of the portions that we started when we were just virtual only for the last 17 months. And we call it collective conversation, and it's a way to engage with each other collectively through the live stream or even here in person. You're free, obviously, to shout out your responses or log on to the live stream and type out your responses. And it's just kind of a chance to be a bit interactive with those of us who like that sort of thing. So Kate, your role.
Okay, yes, my role. But first, before we connect with live streamers back and forth and answer these questions, we need to talk about where a lot of our humans are today.
Okay.
Do you know where a lot of our humans are today?
I do not.
They are at Gossip Girl. They are watching Flamey Grant do their first ever drag show.
Do the people know who Flamey Grant is?
I know, hold on. I'm
Oh, sorry.
getting there.
Sorry, you have a whole
My
spiel.
climactic buildup. If you don't know who Flamey Grant is the drag queen persona of Matthew Lovegood, who does our music here on Sundays. And so during COVID, during quarantine, a little before is when it started, dressing up for our parties. And then all during quarantine, Matthew perfected the art of drag, I think perfected the art of drag and being Flamey Grant. And so then now is Matthew's first time ever to perform as a drag queen at Gossip today. And I was so sad that her first ever show landed on a Sunday because I want to be there with her, celebrating her. So we just wanted to take a moment to celebrate. I'm sure Flamey will see the comments and know that we're cheering for her. So if you are on the comments, send Flamey all your love and congratulations and yay, break a leg. I don't know why we tell people to break a leg, but
I think it's
anyway.
break a heel in drag.
Oh, cool.
Thank you. Got
Anyway,
one chuckle.
send-
Of course
send
it was
her all your
Stephen who
love.
laughed. Of course it was Stephen who laughed. Thank you, Stephen.
right.
You're my best enabler.
We love you, Flamey, and we're excited for you, and we wish we were there, and we can't wait to watch the video of it later. Okay, on with our conversing.
Onward.
If you could live inside of any sitcom, did we do this one recently?
We did this one recently.
Oh, let's not do
Chuck
it.
it. Throw
I
it
reserve the
away.
right to throw the questions
Don't
at
respond
any
to that question.
If you had to give, I did this one with my small group recently, but I don't believe with Sojo. If you had to give one sentence of advice to someone younger, what would it be? Just one sentence.
One
to
sentence
someone
of
younger.
advice.
And it doesn't even say how much younger.
You can
I don't
shout
know.
out if you want. You can type in if you want. We'll watch them. Livestream's about 15 seconds behind, so they'll hear what she just said here in about 5 more seconds. But one sentence of advice, what would you give?
Only one sentence is so hard. I think if I was stuck with one sentence for anyone younger at all, any age, I think it would just be, can it be a really long sentence with
It can.
lots of commas?
That's how I write.
It would
Run-on
be
sentences.
lean in to all the painful and uncomfortable moments and don't panic. Trust that you'll always be okay.
I like that. It is a bit lengthy. Be an expensive T-shirt to make.
I would write that sentence like as one sentence, so it's good.
Good.
An expensive T-shirt.
Lisa says, learn about yourself through the Enneagram. Yeah, I think that's a good. That's a good.
Mercy just said my favorite. Okay, I switched mine to this. Mercy's on it. It wasn't your fault. I love
like that.
Trust
Thanks,
your
Robin
gut.
Williams.
Oh, I want that one to be mine too. I want all of these. Keep yourself open-minded and allow the universe to lead you and keep you moving. Tom says don't miss it.
Wesley, what do you have?
Never be afraid of who you are.
Thank you, Wesley.
Thank you, Wesley. That's
I like
great
that.
advice.
I like that.
For the youngers. Do your work. I love that. Be you.
I like one of the mottos.
No is a complete sentence.
One of the mottos that you bring into our household a lot is "This too shall pass," which came from your mom. So
And I hated it
You
when
hated
I was
it,
younger.
sure, yeah.
But now I love it.
And now it's like,
How
oh,
it
it's
goes.
actually real.
Now I
This
find
too
myself
shall
regularly saying,
pass.
okay, Mom, you were right. You were right.
Any other one sentence of advices? Try to be curious instead of judgmental. Brought to you by Ted Lasso.
And
Trust yourself.
Mike.
And Mike. That's right. Seize of the day. The bullies are just wounded.
Still learning that one myself.
Yeah.
It's true.
Go to bed early. Thank you, Tito.
I like it.
Never underestimate the power of sleep. Yeah.
Okay, be a goldfish is from something. Is that from Ted Lasso? What is that from? Be a goldfish?
Be a Goldfish is also from Ted Lasso? Wow. Wow, thank you,
Yes.
Theodore.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Theodore
That's right.
Lasso.
God, Ted Lasso was so. We gotta rewatch it before we do season 2. Like rewatch season 1.
I
and
agree.
watch Season 2. If you haven't watched Ted Lasso yet, my advice to you younger people is to watch Ted Lasso.
You younger people, you're cute. One more question?
Kaylee, was that your advice to younger people? You like science, or was that a response to something else?
All right, one more question. This should be simple enough, right? And a good spiritual practice. What are you currently most grateful for? What are you currently most, and if most stresses you out and you don't want to rank it,
Just something you're grateful
what are you
for.
grateful for? Any and all answers acceptable. I am grateful for new volunteers to Sojourn, specifically talking about Nico, who's sitting there running the lyrics, and Bridget, who's running our soundboard. Bridget found us during the pandemic as part of the virtual church catch group that has been the last year and a half of Sojourn. And then when we started to recruit to try to get our services back in person, Bridget said, I have experience in sound and I would love to help. And she's been here 2 Sundays now in a row. Your attendance is 100% at Sojourn Grace. Bridget, I'm really proud of you.
You know what I can't do right now is scroll up, but someone said something about being able to drive to community.
Being able to what?
Drive to be in community. So I don't know if that's someone that's here.
Yeah.
I just barely caught the comment. Was that one of you?
Yeah.
Is that you, Sarah?
Right here?
Sarah's
Oh,
here for the
lovely.
very first time this
This is your
Sunday.
first time?
Yeah.
Well, hi. Not to embarrass you, but hi.
She
welcome.
lives all the way in Poway, which you know is so far, so she's here.
Oh,
visiting
so
for the
glad you're
first
here,
time.
Sarah. Thank you. Any gratefuls over here? Not to put this group on the spot, but I am looking at you and waving in this direction. We don't have time. Okay. Grateful for all of this. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Grateful for your journey. Well said.
I'm grateful to finally see the kids that I didn't get to see for a year and a half, and they've all grown like 3 feet in size since the last time I saw them. And that part I'm not grateful for, that
Yeah.
I missed all of that, but I'm glad I'm not missing it now, that I get to see them.
I'm grateful for the technology to be able to still connect with those who have found us during the virtual world. And those of you, like I know some of you, like, hi, Mark, you were here last week, but then not this week. You're back to virtual, which is obviously good and fine and lovely. I just love that we can still be
Provide
with
that.
our people in this way.
Yes, agreed. All right.
That's it. That's our
This has
collective
been collective
conversation. We have done it. We have succeeded in that. So
We
we're
have
going to
collectively conversed.
bring Ben and Vicky and Alyssa and Missy back up. I'm also grateful for Ben and Vicky and Melissa and Alyssa, because you're the musicians that do music today. Thank you.
Our pleasure. I like the question that Vicky and Alyssa asked me this morning when we walked in about this song, because we've been playing it during pandemic, but obviously for the band, you know, they haven't been with us during pandemic, so that all these songs are new to them, which is really cute because we've been playing them for 16 months. But they asked about this song, like, what's the new hymn that we have this morning? So the new hymn we have this morning comes from Leonard Cohen. It's called Come Healing. Gather up the brokenness and bring it to me now. The fragrance of those promises you never did to vow. The splinters that you carry, the cross you left behind. Come healing of the body, come healing of the mind. Let the heavens, and let the heavens hear it, the penitential hymn. Come healing of the spirit, come healing of the limb. Behold the gates, behold the gates of mercy in arbitrary space, and none of us deserving the cruelty or the grace, the solitude of longing, the lovers being confined. Come healing of the body, come healing of the mind. See the darkness yielding that tore the light apart. Come healing of the reason, come healing of the heart. Oh, troubled dust concealing an undivided love.
with the little bird, a longing of the arteries to purify the blood. Oh, let the heavens hear it, the penitential hymn. Come, healing of the spirit, come, healing of the limb. Oh, let the heavens hear it. Oh, let the heavens hear it, the penitential hymn. Come, healing of the spirit, come, healing of the limb.
Just want us to breathe for a second. Fresh air in our lungs. It brings healing and life. Hold some space for all the feelings in the room. For anxiety, maybe for people who just come here for the first time and coming back into church community. And for joy for the folks who've seen faces so familiar yet faces we've missed for months and months and months. Breathing in and giving thanks for vaccines that give us healing. Breathing in and giving thanks for community. I like to think of this as a hymn for social media. When we log back on, and it just doesn't seem to have stopped, I don't think, for the last 6 years. The debates online, the people kind of saying, I've done my own research. And I don't know about you, but it makes me crazy. So this is a reminder for me to just not get into a fight, to back away, to see the love around us.
Every day we go to war again. We assume we know so much more than them before we hear what they have to say. Headline breaks, we start to hate again, calling them names again. We give our peace away. 'Cause I hope they see it, 'cause I wanna see it. I hope we believe it. I wanna see the love all around you, all around you. I wanna know that love is all around you. It's all around you.
Go on, take a look around you. There's faces, I know there's masks and all kind of stuff, but just breathe in just joy this morning for the folks here in the room. Maybe take a look at the comments and some of those people we don't know very well. Just see love all around you.
Day by day, hope fades away, and then we know that there is pain within. We cannot medicate. Learn to feel, learn to begin again. Open our eyes again to see our neighbor's pain. 'Cause I hope they see it, 'cause I wanna see it. I hope we believe it. 'Cause I wanna see the love how it lights you up. See how it lights you up. It lights you up. See how it lights you up. Lights you up. See how it lights you up. It lights you up. 'Cause I wanna see the love all around you, all around you. I wanna know that love is all around you, all around you. I wanna see that love all around you, all around you. I wanna know that love is all around you. It's all around you. It's all around you. All around you. One more time. It's all around you. All around you.
Good morning. I think I hit my button right. Yeah, there you go. Again, I'm Pastor Kate, in case you're new here or don't yet know. And I am here to tell you that it is nerve-wracking being back to speaking in person and mixing it with live. And the biggest part is that I have to be caged, and I don't know how to be caged. So I'm reminding myself right now, because I'm a talk and do this person, and I have to stay inside this line. So if I am crossing it too much and y'all notice that, you can just kind of, Kate, wave me back in. Anyway, just taking a moment to adjust to this whole thing right now. It's weird. Isn't life just weird right now? Hi, Bree. Hi, Hannah. Oh my God, loves of my life. They joined my small group during pandemic, and we had an outdoors, socially distant small group. It was the best. Okay, hi, here. This morning, I have an invitation for us here in this space and at home, and the invitation is this. I'm going to invite you to spend some time this morning doing some reflection work in your interior space, in your life. This week, I had a situation arise in my own mind and heart and spirit, and it definitely was one of those where I'm like, yeah, that's what we're doing on Sunday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you, not with great detail, but just my processing this week and what came up for me and the work that I did. And as I share that, I want to invite you to reflect in your own life. And here's the reflection that I'm going to invite you to think of any situation in your life right now that is causing high stress, a place in your life where you feel burdened, weighed down, hurting, any sort of difficulty in your life right now. And I don't want to take us to the brink. I am an Enneagram 4, so I can do that sometimes. Let's go down deep dark. It's not that. It's just whatever's going on in your life right now. I know you got it, right? We don't go through times where there's just nothing that we're struggling with, right? So any struggle that you have, I just want you to bring it close enough to the surface to be aware of it, to remind yourself that it's happening for you, and then we're going to do just a little bit of reflection work, not really even around the content of that struggle, but what we're going to do is we're going to think about and talk about together what happens when we're struggling in our minds, and specifically the invitation is this: How are you narrating said story in your life? What is the story you are telling yourself about said struggle? Because what happened for me this week is that I was at this stress point of max, right? Turned up to the max, so stressed out about something, a specific area in my life. And again, the details don't matter. I don't even need to tell you what the situation was, but just stressed to the max. And we all have inside of us many voices going on. And my narrator in that moment when I was at max stress this week yelled out, screamed out in frustration to the universe, in frustration to God, and at myself. My narrator, my internal narrator yelled out, "When are we gonna stop living in survival mode all the time? When are we gonna freaking start thriving?" Ugh. I had this idea running through my head that I've just been surviving and that I need to start thriving. Makes sense, right? We talk about a lot in our world of moving from just being an autopilot and just making it from one day to the next into experiencing thriving in our lives. So it makes sense. But what I am telling you is that when I experienced that thought, I felt beat up by it. I felt pounded by it, just pummeled to the ground by it. And I'm learning in my life to observe my own thought life, to hold the thoughts out here and look at them and ask what's going on. And so that's what I invite us to do today, to look at the way that we are narrating our struggles and ask, is that voice I'm hearing about this, is that a reliable narrator? Can I trust that voice? Is that a trustworthy voice showing up? Because what I realized this week is when I heard that voice saying, "God, why are you just in survival mode all the time? Why can't you freaking move to thriving?" What I realized is that was an unreliable narrator telling that story. It was not the real, truest version of myself speaking into that story. Again, true that sometimes we get caught up in survival mode and we're just in autopilot and we're not thriving, totally. And I knew by how I felt by that story I was telling, the way that I felt pummeled by it, destroyed by it, wrecked by it, not helpful, that it was an unreliable narrator showing up for me. And so I did the work this week, slowly and over the whole course of the week, day after day, just taking moments to take that thought that I had around the situation and look at it and observe it and ask good questions of it. Where is that narrating about this story coming from? Whose voice is that really? Or what's that voice coming from? And what does it really mean? And is it the truest thing, right? That's the question that I often ask myself when I hear a narrator coming up that's not doing me any good, an unreliable narrator. It's like, is it true? Is it really true, right? The work of Byron Katie, is it really, really true? Is it absolutely true? Can I prove that it's true? Because if not, and it's also not helpful, then what am I doing with that? Could I tell a healthier story? So I want to invite you today as I share my process over the week and just the few things that came up for me that moved me from that way of narrating my story to a healthier, more loving way of narrating my own story. As I share that process with you, I just invite you to think of an area in your life where you're struggling and ask yourself, what's the story I'm telling myself about this? And is it really true? And is it helpful? Is it moving me along in my story? Is this a reliable narrator? So I was convinced, right, that I've just, in this area of my life, this specific area of my life, that I've just been in survival mode, and I haven't been thriving. Have not been thriving. So when I was able to get curious enough about that story, I asked myself, I asked myself to get very specific. What are the things that are making me think that that is true? And so I started listing them off, slowly but surely throughout my week. Well, the reason why I feel like I'm in survival mode is because I've experienced a lot of loss here in this situation. Okay, cool. Just holding that on my list of reasons why that story felt true, right? I've experienced a lot of loss. I've made a lot of mistakes in this area of my life. Brutal mistakes. I've fallen flat on my face. Okay, all right. Let's add to the list of reasons why it feels like I'm stuck in survival mode in this area of my life. Why it feels like I'm not thriving. Failure. Big ol' bumbling failure. Just, again, flat on my face, right? Things haven't stayed the same in this situation. There hasn't been consistency. There's been a lot of just do this temporarily, and then this temporarily, and then this temporarily. Just a lot of shifting. Just a lot of like, well, that didn't work out forever all of time. It worked out for a little bit, and then I just tried something else, and that worked for a little bit, and then just all this temporary ways of things going. So those things aren't lasting. Things are shifting out from underneath me. I'm making mistakes all over the place. I am falling flat on my face in failure, and I am losing, and I am grieving. And I look at this list of reasons why I'm convinced I'm not thriving. You guys, this kills me. Do you know what this list is? It is the alchemy of growth. That is how we grow. Do you know what thriving is? Consistent growth. So then I looked back on that story I was telling, and I asked, am I the same person today as I was before this particular stressful situation I've been in that I'm saying I'm not thriving in? Am I the same person today as I was before? Not even close. Not even close. Am I consistently learning and challenged and showing up and experiencing transformation in myself and in my relationships and in my understanding of the world and of God and of who we are and what we're doing here on planet Earth? Yeah. Is that not thriving? Am I surviving a lot of things that are threatening to take me down? Absolutely. So this week I'm walking through my garden and I'm like, God damn it, the bugs again. The bugs are back. And those are those same bugs that I'm dealing with in my garden all the time. They're back again. I have to do the same thing to address the same bugs again. And then the heat burned some of my favorite flowers. And I'm like, gosh dang it, the leaves are crispy and burnt again. And this same patch of soil that I've been amending and amending and amending, I'm back at it, amending it again. And did you know that I never once thought to myself, this garden is not thriving? I should have brought pictures of my garden. Because my zinnias haven't stopped blooming in 4 months straight. And they're every color in the rainbow. And our family hasn't had to buy herbs or onions in months and months and months because I can provide it all from the garden that I grow. And the sunflowers, you can see them from like a mile away. And I could go on and on and on, right? It's a thriving garden, but I keep having to address the same freaking problems that I've been addressing months ago, and they just keep coming back and coming back. And so it is with my life and this struggle that I keep facing. I keep having to face the same demons that I had to face 3 months ago and 6 months ago. Gosh dang it. But does it mean I'm not thriving? Look at me. I am thriving. What I'm saying is that I fell into this age-old trap, this story we tell that says that life looks like this. That somehow surviving and thriving sit on two ends as opposites on a linear spectrum, and we must get from one to the other, and then I will arrive at my very best lived life. Isn't it just an age-old trap that we fall into? It's not what life looks like. So I walk through my garden and I have that occur to me. I look at my list and I have that occur to me. And then I talk to my friend Stephanie. And my friend Stephanie gives me a picture, a way to look at the Bible, a lens to look through the lens of disabled people. Because Stephanie's disabled and she sees the Bible through that lens. And she tells me this week through teary eyes, she says, Kate, it just means so much to me that I serve a Jesus who resurrected and still had gaping wounds in his side. And I'm like, Stephanie, like one of those moments where you're just like, oh yeah, God does exist and she freaking cares for me. Because all week long I couldn't escape the message. And you know what I heard in that moment when Stephanie said that? I heard Spirit whisper to me, why do you keep searching for a resurrected life that does not hold within it your gaping wounds? Why? Have I ever showed you that that's a thing? Is that a thing? The resurrected Christ has not just scars, not just done, healed, closed up, in the past wounds, gaping wounds. Gaping wounds. Thriving and surviving don't sit on a spectrum like this and you're either doing this or this, because life doesn't look like this. Life looks like this. Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to wake up and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to face the same demons I've been facing for 20 years. And I'm thriving. I am changing and I'm growing and I feel closer to my God and my church and my husband and my kids. And I find more and more joy in who I am as a person. And I struggle to believe any of that is true. So it's not that the struggle isn't real, but is the narrator reliable? Is what we're telling ourselves about the struggle, is it true? Is it really, really true? Or is there maybe a way to talk to ourselves about what we're facing that allows us to see the thriving for what it is? That there is a resurrected Christ with gaping wounds, and she lives inside of you. May we live and move and have our being in that kind of God who shows up in the thick of our trauma and our wounds and our loss and our grief and our struggle. So this morning I'm going to lead us in a quick meditation, just a few minutes of some quiet, and they'll start some meditative music, which you can go ahead and do now. And I will be speaking a meditation that I wrote for you all this morning, but I invite you during this time to just be doing that reflection work, to be thinking about your story and ask yourself how you're narrating it. And I will be repeating the mantra over and over and over again. Her mercies are new every morning. We get to show up and do this thing again tomorrow. Get cozy in your seats, and I invite you to become more aware of your body in this space, how you're sitting. What are your shoulders doing? Hand on the part of you that needs attention, your gut or your heart. Where are you feeling the anxiety and the stress? Give that piece of you love today. Grace covers us completely. She's the fog lifting over the mountain and the breath in our lungs. She's try again tomorrow and again the day after that, and also the rest when trying isn't an option. She's the garden teeming with new life, despite its doors having been locked for decades. She's flowers bursting through sidewalk cracks. She's the transformation taking place, whether we ever show up to till the soil or not. She's the story you believed long over, the chapter you never expected. Her mercies are brand new every single morning. When we've failed for the billionth time to actually tackle any of the items on our much too long to-do list of really not that difficult tasks, Her mercies are brand new every morning. When our actions aren't aligned with our values even a little bit, when we yet again ignore our deepest longings because it's safer to pretend we're too wounded than it is to chase what is possible for us, her mercies are brand new every morning. When we've been too harsh with loved ones, prioritized our own comfort, made stupid decisions followed by stupider ones, neglected what matters, missed the moment, missed the mark, complained about nothing while wonder stares us straight in the face in all of the countless ways that we squander the gift of life. Her mercies are brand new every morning. When we can't find our voice in this just way too loud world, when we crack and we cave and we just can't, her mercies are brand new every morning. When we spend the whole of a day trapped inside of our own bad storytelling, wallowing and convinced that others have it better than us, her mercies are brand new every morning. When we feel backwards and upside down and not enough and too much, her mercies are brand new every morning. When we lose everything, when we're forced to start over from scratch, her mercies are brand new every morning. When the light of day actually hurts because it's a reminder of having to face this life that we've built, her mercies are brand new every morning. In every loss, in every not this again, in every demon we thought slayed long ago, in every closet hidden skeleton, her mercies are brand new every morning. Grace covers us completely. She's the fog lifting over the mountain and the breath in our lungs. She's try again tomorrow and again the day after that. And also the rest when trying isn't an option. She's the garden teeming with new life, despite its doors having been locked for decades. She's flowers bursting through sidewalk cracks. She's the transformation taking place whether we ever show up to till the soil or not. She is the story you believed long over, the chapter you never expected. Her mercies are brand new every single morning. Her mercies are new every morning. Amen. Life is so, we're doing a bumper. Of course we are. My husband and his bumpers. He bumper upped me. It's true. I'm like standing here as though I'm not allowed to speak during the bumper. I can still talk.
Bumper.
I'm really in a cage. So life is weird right now. Last week we tried in-person communion and it was beautiful and it was wonderful. I think it worked and I think it was safe and it was very not sustainable for the environment or our finances. All that single-serve, single-use plastic and all that it took to get that. Colby, you want to come up here with me? That's in case I forget to say something that's important, and you'll be better at traffic flow. But we, as I was saying last week, if you were here, we don't want to let go of that ritual because ritual is so important to keep us grounded in our week. And my favorite part of that ritual was getting to look you in the eyeballs personally, just one-on-one. Like as pastors, we don't always get to spend time with each and every one of you, but like during communion we did. We got to look at each of you every single week and give you a blessing. And so we would still like to do that. I know it's weird. We're not going to hand you bread. We're not going to hand you grape juice. But I would love, you know how people would come through the line when they didn't want to take of the elements or couldn't for any reason? And they would still come through the line and they would do this to signal I'm not receiving the elements today. And we would still bless them. It's just we're inviting you all to do that. I know that we'll get back to, or I am hoping, have faith that we'll get back to elements, but it just can't happen right now. And yet we would really love to look in your eyes and remind you of who you are, so you can go about your week grounded in that truth. So we're going to do what?
Yeah, for traffic flow, I'm just thinking kind of work your way to the outsides of the chairs that you're not passing in front of the camera if you don't want to be on the live stream. And then we'll still form, in the past, if you've been here before in church, in-person church, we've done a single line down the middle up here, and we'll just sort of form a line going out that back door, kind of right next to where Jordan is. Jordan, would you wave at the people? Yeah, so just out the door there. Kate and I will be in the courtyard. We'll give you the blessing. And in my mind, as you were talking, I was imagining that scene from Hook with Robin Williams, where he sits down with the Lost Boys, and they don't have any actual food, but they're like they suddenly they have the food.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No, that's the best, because you know it's the best line in any movie of all time?
What is it?
There you are, Peter!
So good.
Peter realizes who he really is, and that's what we're
In
going to
that
do is
moment.
tell people who they really are.
Okay, so that's what
Okay,
we might say
sorry.
to people is there you are.
There you are.
They have their name tag. That's what we're saying to you. This has been planned from the beginning. This is not an in-the-moments pivot. You have your name tag, and we say, there you are, Laura. There you are,
All right,
Tito.
so we're going to go out back.
And then
Follow
when you
us.
come back in, just go to your left and go through the lobby doors and come back in. And the band will be doing one of our favorite anthem songs here, which is a song called You Are No Longer a Slave to Fear, to Sin, to Shame. You are a child of God. And so that's what we'll be singing in here while we're
And the
communing
live
out
stream
there.
will get to enjoy that the whole time, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think we did it. Okay.
I do love the fact that the people who are virtually there will actually be enjoying probably elements, like physical
Yes,
elements.
you
and people
enjoy
here
the
will be having
elements.
You
virtual
can still eat your
elements.
cookies
It's a nice
and
flip.
juice or whatever you do.
You unravel me with a melody. You surround me with her song of deliverance from my enemies, till all my fears are gone. 'Cause I'm no longer enslaved to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer enslaved to fear. I am a child of God. From my mother's womb, you have chosen me. Love has called my name, and I've been born again to your family. Your love flows through my veins. I'm no longer enslaved to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer enslaved to fear. I am a child of God. Let's sing that again. I'm no longer enslaved to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer enslaved to fear. I am a child of God. as I am surrounded by the arms of my Creator, as I am surrounded by His songs of deliverance, we've been liberated. We are the children of the longing. Let us sing our freedom. Oh, 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 You split the sea so I could walk right through it. My fears are drowned in perfect love. You rescue me so I will stand and say, I am a child of God. You split the sea. You split the sea so I could walk right through it. My fears are drowned in perfect love. You rescue me so I can stand and sing, I am a child of God. Sing, I am a child. I am a child of God. I am a child. I am a child of God. One more time. I am a child of God. 'Cause I'm no longer enslaved to fear. I am a child of God. 'Cause I'm no longer enslaved to fear. I am a child of God.
That song, you are no longer enslaved. You are a loved child of God. Why don't you just, if you can, grab one quick seat while we do just a couple house notes. Well
Okay,
done, crew.
Also,
well done.
that was so fun to watch. The live streamers were doing the "There You Are" for each other in the comments. How lovely is that?
That's really lovely. Nico, can you go to the picture-in-picture scene, the PIP scene, so that yeah. Okay, first note
What
that
are
we...
our house notes?
First house note, yeah, you gotta be
I
careful.
know.
They'll just say.
Oh, I did it on
It was
purpose.
intentional.
I wanted
okay,
to
great.
see them.
If this is your first time here or you're relatively new with us, in the back we have some info cards that we'd love to invite you to. I think they're in the back, right? They're in the back. Great.
In the back
info
and at
cards
the table outside
that you
and
can fill
wherever.
out with your name and your email address. And if you just sort of rip off the bottom portion and leave that on the back table, I think we got a slide, right?
There's a box you can put it in, or you can hand it straight to me. Either one.
Yeah, go to the slide. They're not labeled very well. Nico, sorry, we're still figuring out the system for this. This is me, not you. Leave that, and we'll introduce ourselves to you via email for like 4 or 5 automated emails, so you kind of know who we are and why we are and what we do. Second one, go to the next slide, is Joybox. That was me pointing at you for you to take it.
Oh, yes. Joybox.
Woo! No, I did that part
It used
already.
to be an actual box that sat in the back of the room, but during COVID, it sat under in the storage, and it became a mice home, so we threw it away.
Great, great.
But you can still go to sojourngrace.com/donate and do the joy box there. And it's really, truly just if it brings you joy to see this community bring life and love and healing to other people and can do so, we invite you to. Thank you so much for everything that you give to make this place happen.
Yeah.
Oh, and Venmo now. I forgot about that. Venmo,
And Venmo
at
now.
Sojourn
Look
Grace.
at us in the
That makes it
modern
easy, too.
world. And then
Next.
the last note that we have for you is this. So last week, if you were either with us or you watched the live stream back or whatever, however, you might have heard us talk about slow playing and being mindful about this transition. Whereas much of the world, maybe some of your work environments are like, okay, if you got the vaccine, flip the switch back on, or okay, come back to the office. And there's just these hard expectations that you move from this really intense, heavy, traumatic season of life to now whatever the next post is. And we want to model a little different way of doing that here at Sojourn. So we're trying to just be mindful and intentional about what might that look like for us as a community. And we think part of what that might look like is taking maybe the last Sunday of each month off from church for like all of us, volunteers and staff and childcare workers and even you, like, so go do your normal, whatever your other Sunday normal thing has been for the last year and a half, whatever it is. Like, we're just all going to we're calling them Sabbath Sundays for the time being. I don't know, Laura Castro, if that works for our resident post-Seventh-day Adventist, if we can call Sundays our Sabbath Sundays or not. We'll figure out the
what I want to say about
later.
that, though, is that this isn't just like, let's give ourselves a break. It is also an intentional time. Our goal is to make it so that church isn't so much work to set up every Sunday. So we are working on long-term solutions that make it more sustainable so that we are not quick to burn out. It is just super important to me as a child of ministers and then doing that our whole adult lives. I see how burnout happens. And so I'm just constantly watching what we do and like trying to proactively prevent burnout. So we're trying to do that in a really sustainable way and not just call off church every few weeks. The point in taking those breaks is to give us time to really look at long-term solutions, to not be doing so much on Sundays. Everything you see here gets tucked away completely every Sunday, and we're just wanting to get to a place where that's not the case. So.
Yeah. So, no service on the last Sunday of August, which is the 29th. Sound good? All right. What if they would have been like, no, we all reject? We wouldn't be prepared for that. I don't think they would do that.
Yeah. Is
All
that
right.
our last house
That's
note?
our last note.
So we're going to do our benediction.
If you can,
why don't we all
able.
stand? Yeah, and we used to hold hands, but we're not going to do that anymore. But we can,
Just
I don't know.
energetically connect to the
elbows
person
out
next
if
to
you
you.
want, do this,
know.
whatever.
I'm
going towards the live stream.
just sort of virtually holding hands with the person next to us.
Yeah.
It's weird and good. I like this. And yes, feel free to hold hands with your partners or family that you came with.
Thank you, Michelle. Okay, so our friends on the live stream have already got us. So what I want is someone here in person to just read their shout out of the benediction. Because you're a child of God.
Because
so is everyone else. Go in peace. We love you. We'll see you next week.
Bye.